A very wise man once said that in the midst of every difficulty lies opportunity. And certainly that is the case today. I mean, there is massive financial opportunity if you're happen to be a day trader or know anything about futures or forex market or even real estate. There is financial opportunity abound. Unfortunately, there will be another huge reshuffle of wealth. So the rich will get richer, and again, the poor will get poorer. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, as they say. That's going to be a result of coronavirus here. Absolutely. We already see it happening big time. But I would like to focus on another opportunity right now. Let me ask you, does this feel like you? Locked down at home like most of the world right now, afraid to go outside, afraid to catch this nasty flu bug. Essentially, it's a flu bug, okay? But we'll come back to the bug in a moment. One thing Anna would like to say to you right now is that, well, this picture here, what do you think, Anna?
Yeah, it's how our ladies feel right now, locked down in their home, feel lonely, and still have hope for find their man of dream.
And this is the opportunity we have specifically put together for you guys based on what's going on with this worldwide pandemic and lots of lonely ladies sitting at home. We see writing on the wall. So first I want to play the 60-second video that's going to give you an experiential feel for what is your opportunity. And believe me, this is very real.
Have you been searching for a beautiful wife? Do you dream of meeting the perfect woman, but haven't found her? Well, imagine if there was a simple way this could all change for you. Imagine if there was a Canadian marriage agency that would introduce you to as many beautiful women as it takes until you find the one. Ukraine, a lost world of beautiful traditional women. At last, a place where you can find the beautiful wife you have always dreamed of. Every Ukrainian woman dreams of having a happy family. Now you can have a traditional beautiful wife from Ukraine, creating happy family memories forever. So what are you waiting for? Register right now and Skype our beautiful ladies completely free. So what makes us different, you might ask? Why not ask Google simply by searching Match Guarantee Reviews?
What we're going to do right now is look at some major numbers and a specific spin on the numbers, okay? And I'm going to point out some things that maybe you haven't considered before that show a bright side to coming out the other side of coronavirus. Okay, so the first thing I want to say just overall about coronavirus is that what's really different about coronavirus, it's not so much different than a normal flu. It's not so much more deadly. Fatality rate is clocking in around 2.3%, okay, of people who get it. Statistics are all over the map on this because there's so many countries and the reporting is so quick. So one has to really look carefully at the statistics and consider the source. What is different about coronavirus? Why we are so afraid worldwide is because it's so contagious, just like the movie Contagion. Can you imagine a decade ago we forecasted, or Hollywood forecasted, what's going to happen in 2020? I mean, that you got to give your head a little bit of a shake. Okay, I am at the heart a conspiracy, okay, but I'm not going to go there in this video. I mean, I see things the way most people don't. I read The Plague of Black Death about 15, 18 years ago, and I'd encourage you to read that. You will see things in a different way. Anyways, we're not going there in this video. We're going to look at the hard and fast numbers. So what's scary mostly about coronavirus is that it's able to double, okay, double in both number of people contracted this thing every day or even 2 days because of how contagious it is. I mean, we have statistics right from 2 days to 28 days. So before you actually become symptomatic, so you're asymptomatic, no symptoms, 2 days to 28 days, in that range, people have passed it on. And passed it on not to one person, two, three, but to 3.5 people, statistically speaking, on average. People are passing this thing on in this incubation period of between 2 days to 28 days. Now, with a 95% statistical confidence interval, it's 5.3 days is the contagious period where you're asymptomatic, no symptoms, you're fine, but you're out and about and you're passing this thing on. That's what's so dangerous about this thing. That's why social isolation, public isolation is the key. And China and South Korea have nipped it in the bud. So that's what we're going to look at right now, okay? Because, Elliott Wave back in, I think, the early 50s, he was the first statistician that said, listen, we can predict our future simply by looking at our past. And he started to roll out financial models that would predict things like pork bellies and other things based on other cycles of stocks, because he showed that everything moves in ebbs and flows based on what? One thing: human fear and greed, cycles of fear and greed. And now we're in a massive cycle of fear, of course. There's not much greed happening right now. We're in panic and fear. And so this is a critically important graph I want you to bring your attention to. This is, any pandemic, when it happens, it goes through an exponential growth rate curve like this. But what I want to draw your attention to is that we have been able to, China and South Korea have been able to squish this thing down. So this is the pandemic in yellow. If we hadn't have done anything, it's just free to spread, at this crazy incubation period of 2 days to 28 days, it was just free to spread. We kept mingling and going about life as usual. This is what would have happened in yellow. It would have been totally catastrophic. It would have been, another Spanish flu back in 1918. It could have easily have been, but China and South Korea used draconian measures and really isolated everyone, and as a result, we squished this thing down to the purple graph, okay? And this is what we're trying to do in North America, in Europe. We're trying to follow China. That's the goal. China was successful. South Korea was successful. Are we going to be as successful? We will see. But this is what it's going to take. And this is my message to you guys, that we all need to band together. All 7.7 billion people in the world need to band together and help each other. We've never had, a case like this in a long time where we're all affecting each other now. And that's why planes are closed down. Airports are closed down. Public transit is closed down in Ukraine and in a lot of countries. Every responsible country should be doing that. They should be employing extreme draconian measures if it takes, to do that, which means locking down transportation, completely locking it down. It is because people are allowed to go out and about and infect each other that we are going to have a lot more fatalities, unfortunately. That's the problem as I see it with America right now. So you can do your part. Don't go anywhere. Socially isolate yourself. That action is going to result in this yellow curve squishing down to this purple curve. That's countermeasure. That's social isolation. That's wearing a mask out and about. That's washing your hands. But the biggest is don't be in contact with other people, because you don't know if you're contagious. You get it? This is the scary part of this. We're looking up to a 28-day incubation period. Potentially, there are cases that have been contagious up to 28 days. That is the freaky thing of this. Okay, I think you get that point. I now want to show you this. Okay, so this is South Korea. They've nipped it in the bud. They're coming out the other end of this bell curve. Okay, you can see right there. And this is China. Again, they're coming out the back end of this bell curve. Now let's look at Italy, Germany, France, the US. Okay, this thing really hops around. There's the US. It's at a double rate every 2 days. The fatality rate as well as the infection rate is doubling every 2 days. That's a very scary graph, guys. We need to band together. Don't go out. Socially isolate yourself. Sure, wash your hands, all that stuff. But the main thing is don't go around other people. Don't go out in public, and don't, lock yourself down. The American government's not really doing a very good job of it, so do it yourself. We have to, become our own health advocates and stick together, all 7.7 billion people in the world, and we'll be okay. So, look, this is China. They have a doubling rate of 36 days. They come out the other side of this thing. The fatality is only doubling every 36 days. This is confirmed deaths. South Korea, doubling every 13 days. Look down here, 13 days. So again, they're coming out the backside of this bell curve. Italy, 5 days. France, 3 days. US, 2 days. UK, 3 days. This is a scary exponential growth factor, guys. I'm going to take you back to this PowerPoint that I did to really, keep it simple, stupid kind of thing. Again, America and Europe's on the front side of this thing. You see the blue circle here. That's where they are on the bell curve. Europe, some European countries are up closer to, the top of this thing. But Asia, as you see, is coming down the backside of this bell curve. They've got it under control. They're nipping it in the bud. Again, why? Because of extreme social isolation, draconian lockdown measures imposed by the government. We're a little bit... in the West, too much of a pussy to be able to, do this to ourselves. Again, we're too much into our Charter of Rights and Freedoms and stuff. But you know what? Desperate times call for desperate measures. So I hope this encourages you guys. We are coming out the backside of this thing. Okay. We will be coming out the backside of this thing. Again, like China did and like South Korea did here, okay? Even Japan, they're at a 10-day double period. So this is Japan. The death cases are doubling every 10 days. That's what the curve looks like, okay? So I hope I made a case, guys. I want to encourage you that this thing is beatable. We will beat it, okay? We need to be smart about it. We need to socially isolate to protect the elderly. It's not just the elderly that are at risk in this thing. There's a lot of fatalities of people in their, 30s, 40s, 50s. Okay, so let's go back to the positive, bright side of this thing. Okay, back to the lonely woman. And you, the lonely man, and unlimited real connections. And what the heck is that, right? Well, let's get into that. Now, hello, we're back.
Hello.
I hope that wasn't too morbid, guys. I hope you can see there's a bright side to this thing, and we will make it out. We need to all stick together, band together, and we will come out the backside of this thing, okay? Hunker down. My personal suggestion is that you pray for the best, plan for the worst. That's what we've done, okay? I believe that every leader of the family needs to take a position, stock up on canned goods, dried beans, lentils, these kind of things, high protein stuff, and water. Stock up on it. Don't do it in a crazy way. Just do it a little bit by bit here. And get ready, for a bit of a winter. We don't know how long this thing is going to last in North America. I think Ukraine is going to fare better than North America. But the problem in Ukraine is you can't really trust these statistics of infection rates and death rates right now. There's a lot of hearsay that we can't really rely on these statistics. Welcome to Ukraine. Okay. Okay, let's move on. And I just want to say, what is the definition of insanity? Well, again, the genius Albert himself said, it's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Why am I talking about this first? Because, guys, a lot of you guys are caught up in the PPL world the pay per letter world, and you guys need to know you're being scammed, right? It's a $1 billion a year industry, okay? In Ukraine and Russia alone, 2.5 billion worldwide. That is scamming you guys. You need to know if you're chatting, paying per letter with a beautiful hot thing online, you need to know you're talking to a translator, i.e. a scammer, okay? Take a look at Jim's story and tell me what you think of Jim's story. He's one of these guys that asked us to do a free scammer check for him. So, picture's worth 1,000 words. A video is worth a lot more. Tell me what you think here. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Jim's story. Hey guys, so that's just our cautionary point there that really there is no live honest chat yet. We're working on that. It's a very expensive proposition, but we're working on that. But it's probably a year out and $250,000 in software to get live honest chat where you actually have real women chatting with you that are serious marriage-minded women. We're going to talk about the challenges of this, okay? The challenges of this here, unlimited real connections. What is it? What are the challenges? And skolka, how much? Okay. So, how are you doing, Anna?
I'm good.
Good. I've been doing a lot of talking. We want to give you 5 main tips on how you can pull this off. First, we want to explain to you that why we have not had a virtual package where you unlimited real connections virtually across the miles, because it doesn't work. So yes, we're pitching to you something now that classically doesn't work. I mean, honest matchmakers in Ukraine will tell you that real Ukrainian women that are serious marriage-minded women, they don't want to chat with you in America. They don't want to be stuck in this virtual relationship. They believe that you're not serious if you're not willing to come to Ukraine. So this is the challenge. However, as Albert said, in every difficult problem situation is an opportunity, and opportunity is now knocking for you guys. Here's why. Well, I mean, this says it, right? These are Ukrainian women right now, just like you. They're locked down. They're lonely. They got nothing to do, no work to go to, nothing to do, right? So why wouldn't they be open to corresponding with you? Okay. Why not? What do you think? Are they open to it?
Yes, they can be open, but in case if they trust us that we can offer them serious guy and who is really have serious intention, for create a family, and with possibility in future when all these scary things will finish, to see you in real life. Because official statistics say that how much 93% of guys who chatting, they really have no intention to see ladies in real life. That's why usually in normal conditions our ladies, they don't want to to build relationship in distance, but now they are open because it's just possibility to save their time, and like game change.
Game changer, yeah. It can be a game changer for them and for you guys. So Anna's absolutely right. What she says. Actually, the official stat is less than 3% of guys of this $1 billion in money spent. It's just spent online. Less than 3% of that $1 billion is guys actually coming to Ukraine. So no wonder women are doubtful here, right? They're skeptical that you're ever going to come. And that is your number one challenge if you're going to be successful at connecting with her on Skype, on her WhatsApp, her Viber, as a precursor to Corona lifting and being able to come here. So we want to go through 5, it's more than tips. It's a recipe of 5 ingredients of how you can pull this thing off and be successful. We know you can be successful. Otherwise, we wouldn't be offering this product. I mean, we're all about match guarantee. So if we're doing something, you can bet your bottom dollar that it works. But we just want to, emphasize to you guys that it's not going to be easy. You're going to have these challenges. But you can absolutely start a relationship virtually with one of our ladies right now and get ready to come when the coast clears and this thing lifts. Okay. Mm-hmm. So before we get into our 5 ingredient success recipe to pull this thing off, why don't we go over the cost of this thing, what's involved, and how it works? Mm-hmm. Shall we, Anna?
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk about the cost first, because really what we did was we dropped this cost to as low as possible. We want as many of you guys to jump into this thing as possible, because we know there's a huge opportunity here on both sides of the scale. You lonely guys and the lonely Ukrainian ladies. So are you ready? For $2,000, are you ready? $2,000, you get unlimited real connections. What is that? So you get to start an unlimited number of relationships from home before you come. But it's a package. It's not just virtual relationships, because that won't work. You've got to come, and you need to know with real women, you've got to come, right, Anna?
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So you get unlimited Skyping connections with her now, and then when you come, you get unlimited meetings for 6 days. Includes your flat in the Maidan Independence Square Center here in Kyiv for 6 days. Nice flat. You get a private matchmaker. And believe me, you need a private matchmaker. She will coach you, give you unlimited coaching, and you need that. Trust me, guys, you really need that. You will get a concierge who will look after you completely. All your needs here, because you don't speak Russian most likely, or Ukrainian, so you're going to need a lot of help. Okay. What else you get? We pick you up at the airport in Bearspol, okay, and we drop you off back there. Mm-hmm. And that package is all included for a measly $2,000. It's crazy value, guys. Okay, so let's go through it, step by step.
Yes, but all this available, but we hope you will build a good relationship in distance, and hopefully you will come to Exactly Woman, to just get your relationship on new level and to meet each other in real life.
Absolutely. I mean, we look after our ladies, guys, so you better get your butt here. When you start this relationship, you better come here and finish what you start, okay? Because our ladies trust us, and we know you guys trust us, and that's why we're able to do this virtual package and make it actually work. Okay, so one caveat here is that these are from ladies in our Match Guarantee Instagram. So at Match Guarantee on Instagram, these are the ladies that this package is with, okay? Mm-hmm. Unlimited in this group or database of ladies only, okay?
And when you make registration with us, please mention that you are interested in unlimited real connection, or just if you forget how it's called, this package, you just can mention Instagram.
Okay, mute, please. Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah, so just mention, or you interested in unlimited real connections, or Instagram if you forget the name of the package. Okay?
Yeah, and I'll just add, Anna, which Anna's talking about was when you register, which is your first step to take us for a free test drive on this thing, is you go to matchguarantee, spelled with y.com/register, or go to the top left of the homepage and click on the sign up button. And when you go through that process, you will be asked what matchmaking package do you want. You would need to write in there unlimited real connections or Instagram. Better unlimited real connections, and then we know what package you want. Then we will pass your matchmaking consultation to Elena, because she is matchmaker responsible for our Match Guarantee Instagram ladies. So that's an important thing. Okay, so let's talk about how does this work, okay? So like always at Match Guarantee, we always are about earning your business first, showing you. I always say, provide you guys with a free test drive. That's what we're all about. So we continue to do that on this package. So what does your free test drive look like on Unlimited Real Connections? It looks like this. You go register on the top right of the homepage, click on the sign up button and register. And then you get a complimentary matchmaking consultation with Elena, our matchmaker of our Instagram ladies, right? And so after your consultation, she will listen to exactly what type of lady you're looking for. She will gently manage your expectations, make sure you're realistic, yeah? And then what's next? How about you, Anna? What's next?
She will help you to prepare your introductory package, which includes the best photos of you and your introductory letter. It's how we can represent you to the lady, so she can find out if she has mutual interest in meeting you.
Exactly. I mean, you like her, we know that, but we got to make sure she likes you back, right? Otherwise, we're a no-starter here. So that's the process of finding out if she likes you back. And then you're going to get some yeses and some nos. It's the real world, you know. You might invite 10 out and you might get 6 yeses, let's say. That's a pretty normal number, hey?
Yeah.
And so what we do is we manually email your package to her. It's your photos, it's your letter saying, hello, I would like to start a relationship with you or start communicating with you. You know, I'm interested in you. Let's go over kind of like how this works, including limitations. So it's important, guys, that you don't, play with our ladies, okay? We know where you live. Don't mess with our ladies. We protect our ladies, okay? So how do we protect them? You can only have one relationship at a time. And that is the best way to stack the deck for your success anyway, okay? We don't do good having multiple relationships at the same time, communicating with multiple ladies at the same time. So you choose one lady, you start communicating with her on Skype, her WhatsApp, her Viber, her email. I mean, you get all her personal contact information because you guys are hoping to start a real relationship and hoping to end in marriage, right? So that's the end game, is marriage and happily ever after, right? So you need to communicate for our rule is, or our procedure is, minimum 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, if you feel that it's a no-go, then you just let us know and you get to choose another lady and start another relationship. You end that one, start afresh. Right? So it's minimum 2 weeks each lady until you find a lady that you have great commonality, connection, chemistry. You won't know. You really honestly won't know, of course, until you get here. She knows that, and of course you know that. That's why you need to come. Right?
About terms. About terms of...
It's 1 year. It's a 1 year package. Yeah. So it's however long it takes Corona to lift, the planes to start flying again. And Ukraine is, I believe, one of the safer countries in terms right now in terms of the Corona infection. All the statistics show that as well, but we will see how this thing plays out. But anyway, when you come here, it will continue. So it starts from when you become a client and you start your first relationship. That's when your 1 year clock starts. And it finishes 12 months out to the day, okay? So you need to plan your time accordingly and then come. When the coast clears, come to Ukraine, meet her, and you're entitled to meet an unlimited number of ladies in person from that Match Guarantee Instagram database while you're here for 6 days. Unlimited meetings for 6 days. Now, you may or may not need that. Depends on how this relationship goes and how you connect, when you come and you meet your lady.
Yeah, and because we want you to be successful in this distance relationship, we prepare for you some tips, which is do's and don'ts, what to do in this relationship to make it successful.
Exactly. Shall we get into the do's and don'ts? And and I was thinking about this. we're calling it the do's and don'ts, but really it's more like a recipe of success, because these do's and don'ts are critical, right?
Yes.
They're critical. If you don't do the do and you do the don't, you're probably gonna kill it before it even begins. So the first one is, why don't you do the do.
Yeah.
Do number one.
Yeah, it's be with your lady in daily communication with her, and not to be present in her life and show your care by your words. Okay. What does it mean exactly? It's like in real life. Yes, when you wake up, you greet each other, yeah, with a good morning, have a nice day, simple, short wishes to each other. And
On like WhatsApp or Viber.
Yeah.
Most Ukrainians use Viber, not WhatsApp.
And find the time, for video connection, video call, one time in 2-3 days, because it's like real relationship, yeah. But and be patient, and be. I mean, through distance, it's very easy to break relationship because of misunderstanding. Sometimes it's real life, for example, we have one client, he talked to his lady, and drama happened in her life. Her grandmother died, and she wasn't in touch with him for 4 days, and he was like, he don't know what to think. She might be not interested anymore in relationship, but she was just not in this condition, like she was in very bad mood, don't want to talk. She needs time, to restore herself, from this big stress.
And in this situation, she didn't actually tell him. He didn't know. He was blind.
Yes.
Until 4 days after, no communication. He's like freaking out. What's going on? What happened to her? And they communicate morning and evening. But it's like Anna said, you got to be patient and don't assume the worst.
Yes. So everything can happen. You just have to, to be patient, to understand what's going on. And if it's she's stop communication with you because she really lost interest in develop your relationship, or something happened to her, So how you can see that she's lost interest in you? It's like you feel like you not get a lot of messages from her, or you just get short, and she don't want to make video call with you. It can be like signal for you, right? But also you shouldn't be very like.
Okay, you can do the don't.
No.
Oh.
It's
I'll do the don'ts. Okay.
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 Not be very worried if she don't want. She reject 1 time or 2 times, even video call. Our ladies, they're very worried about how they appear. They even cannot go to the shop to buy bread without makeup, usually. So she can reject only because she, had not clear...
clean hair,
Clean hair. Or
yeah. She doesn't have hair and makeup done, so she say no video chat.
No video, yes. But it's not because she don't want to see it, but she don't want to appear in front of you, not, in... as beauty as she wants, So be patient about those things, and don't make fast conclusions about what's going on. It takes time, and a lot of patience from both sides.
Absolutely, great points, Anna. You know what? Before I do the don'ts on this point. We're going to do the do's and I'll do the don'ts. I inadvertently neglected to mention that as part of our free package, to check us out, take us for a free test drive before you become a client on this unlimited real connections, you're entitled to have one free Skype call. So you choose a lady and you invite her to a free Skype call. And I'm going to play what that will look like here in just a minute, so you get a feel for what it's like. You can imagine yourself. Well, actually, without further ado, I'll play. This is an example of what it looked like for a client of ours. So I think you can hear me at the same time right now. You can see they like each other, right? I mean, you get that feeling anyway from the body language and the smiles and like this. But anyway, this was a free Skype call that this client was able to do. And then at the end of the Skype call, he got her contact information and they have started a relationship, and we will see how this plays out, right? So let's go back to the main camera here. And yeah, so you're entitled to that free Skype call to help you decide if you want to become a client or not. Mm-hmm. Any other points about the Skype before I move on to the don'ts on that point? Mm. Oh, maybe I'll say that you get a translator on that Skype call. Mm-hmm. You know, you have a translator because we're not sure what her English level is. It might be very low. It might be good. Regardless, you have a translator, so you have perfect clarity, because we don't want to have a misunderstanding on your first point of contact. Okay, so the don'ts. So Anna will do the point of the do's was have regular communication with her, right? Mm-hmm. Show that you care by your words, communicate daily. Now, on the flip side of that, it's kind of like, don't over communicate. And us Western men, me included, yeah, I'm an over communicator. And most of us guys from America, Canada, from the West, we talk too much. We over communicate. So really that can easily be a relationship killer, especially by SMS, by texting. You know, you want to be short in your texting. Just good morning, good night, little sweet texts, messages, okay? Really, messaging or texting or SMS is for only the purpose, my advice to you, is to get on the next video call with her. Remember, like Anna just said, she needs to plan it. So we're going to maybe have a weekly pattern. Okay, we video call on Saturday and on Wednesdays and on Fridays or something like this. Agree, and then she knows when to have her hair and makeup done for the video call. Right? Very important. Otherwise, you're going to get a no on that. So, yeah, really, I can't emphasize this enough, guys. I mean, you know, I will see from clients, you know, their messaging. They'll show me, you know, their messaging history, and I'll see like a little few messages from her, like a few words even, and then a long, big-ass message from him. That's classic for us Western guys. Don't do that. You want to basically mirror and match. You want to just, you know, she writes a little bit, couple emojis, you want to write her that back. Don't write, you know, long philosophical messages, because it just inevitably leads to misunderstandings. I mean, in the Dale Client Experience video, you heard him say the Google Translate faux pas that happened between them, and it almost killed their relationship out of the gate. She thought he's messaging about taking a bath with her, mm-hmm. right? And he was just asking about this. What is it called? The bath in the cold, river.
For the Хрещення.
Yeah.
Celebration.
Yeah, it's the celebration where you jump into the frigid, mm-hmm. cold river here on January 19th. So yeah, that's the don't. Okay, the do. The second do. Second point, yeah. Do.
You just ask about her hobbies, interests, you know, to know her more, if you have enough things in common, and even, you know, maybe you can plan when you will come do something together. For example, maybe you will find out that you are both interested in learning Latina dance. You know, yeah.
The tango.
Yes, just like that. But But from other side, yeah, if you found that, oh, you want to say that?
No. Oh,
If you-
yeah, I'm gonna do the don'ts. Are you done the do's?
Yeah, but
Is that?
yes, but okay, you know.
Oh, if you want to. I mean, I'd rather hear you talk than me.
Yeah, but if you found that she likes C as much as you are, and maybe you will become crazy and offer her to meet her instead of meeting her in Ukraine, somewhere in tropical paradise, and it's definitely not good idea, to set up your first date outside of casual normal life in Ukraine, because in future your life will not be consist only from tropical paradise every day. It's you need to know her in your usual casual life first.
Exactly. I did a video about don't invite her on a tropical island paradise vacation and why. And that video will be in the description below because it's a very important mistake that guys make. It muddies the waters of discernment. That's my big point to you guys. If you're going to be splashy so early out of the gate, you want to always be discerning. You want to make sure that she's into you for you, right? So that's that point. Okay, point number 3.
Yes. Take action to show your care about her. Because you are very far from, and physically not with her, but you can take some actions just to show like your physically appearance with her. For example, you can from time to time present her flowers, and we will add links for the website, which is you can use for
a really good big website you can use in Ukraine. It's in the description below.
Yeah, international website. Yeah. Also, if she has children, you can buy some simple toys, for them. We also it's called the shop called Rosetka. It's very big with delivery at home. Just she can
$20.
feel,
I mean, $15,
Yeah.
$20. That's all it takes, guys. Nothing expensive or opulent, but it shows that you care, right? By your
Yes.
actions. Ukrainian women, they don't really go by what you say. It's all talk, and don't drop the love bomb either. That's another one that's not in here, but don't say the L word. For a long time, push that out as far as you can, because they even think you're a bit wingy if you're saying, "Oh, I love you," you're so wonderful. Don't be too splashy with those kind of compliments about quick feelings. Okay, it's your actions that she will tell your feelings and your care. By your actions is what they look to. Okay?
Yeah, it's just like simple attention you can provide with her, and which shows you her, which sets feelings that you present in her life, and or present. Yes, and she can see you through these actions you did for her.
Exactly. Ready for the do not? You done?
You can take.
Okay. Yeah, guys, so do not splash opulent gifts, right? No iPhones, iPads, nothing expensive. Again, muddies the waters of discernment. And not only that, worse, if you ask good girls, they don't want an expensive gift. In Ukrainian culture, it like obligates them to you, for one. They feel obligated. They feel pressured. And it feels to them like you're trying to buy her affections or her love. And good girls don't like that. Gold diggers love it. So if you got a gold digger on the hook, by all means, splash her with anything you want. A new Ferrari would be much appreciated, But good girls, it's one of the big earmarks of a good girl, is she's not asking for anything. And she's embarrassed to ask for anything. And she doesn't want expensive gifts.
Yeah, the key is that you have to win her heart, with your personality, not with your wallet, And she have to know you as a person, and then to find out, if you good match for each other, right?
Exactly, well said. Okay, point number 4, or magic recipe ingredient number 4.
Yeah, it's to understand her values and her goals in life, and what's for her ideal relationship, how she see her future family life together with her partner, and to see if you have the same vision. It's important to understand and yeah, you can say, I mean, it's very important, to put attention very to be serious about this topic. And if you see that she have another values, it do make sense to stop relationship even, and to move ahead to another lady.
If what?
If you clearly see that you have different expectations and value about life values.
You're stealing my do nots.
Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you guys see that you're a miss, like if you're a miss, it's very important to not try to fit, a round circle into a square peg into a round hole, as they say. Yeah. Nip it in the bud, cut that relationship off, and you understand you're not a good match. You're looking for your ideal partner. That's why you need unlimited meetings, unlimited dating. Why? Because that's the optimal way for you to be successful. Finding somebody that you're just OTT happy with, not settling. Finding the best for you. We believe, as our matchmaking core philosophy, that your ideal perfect half is out there somewhere, right? And by meeting, as many ladies as it takes until you find the one, that's the only way to find her. So it's about finding that ideal match, and trust your gut that you will know when you find her. You don't need us to tell you. You will feel it yourself. You will know, right?
Yes.
Right.
And from other side, if you feel both of you guys were born for each other, it means you feel she's an incredible match for you. Don't become crazy, and don't make serious steps such as proposal in distance until you see her in real life,
She'll think you're wingy. If you propose marriage or even talk about marriage and you haven't met, right? Am I right? Yeah, she'll think you're a wingnut. You don't want that. Yeah, you just generally, you're stealing my don'ts again. I don't know.
Just like...
I know. You don't want to propose too quickly at all. I had a recent client that proposed on his second trip. Proposed marriage, of course. And guess what happened? I mean, of course, she said no. I mean, who proposes marriage after meeting 2 times? It comes off as desperate. Yeah? I mean, you're just willing to marry anyone or what? That's how it comes off. That's how it lands on a good girl that doesn't have surreptitious motives. No, she needs to come to the place of really knowing you and trusting you. I mean, after all, you're asking her to give up everything. Her family, her parents, which are probably up there and elderly and need her help sometimes, her siblings, her friends, her country language, everything, to come to a strange country and be with you. Don't you think that takes some time to earn her trust? Our average time from meet to marriage in the agency is 1 year, just so you have, some idea.
I like how you said before, she needs to package all her life in one bag and move to your country, and what the level of trust you have to do that, it takes
through
time.
the roof.
Yeah, it takes, or she's crazy and can do it fast, but it's very rarely happens.
Well, we hope she's not crazy, and she hopes you're not crazy. Okay, the 5th ingredient to our success formula is
it's a paint the picture of your life so she sees how she fit your life, yeah, in future. Um, yeah, most of our couples, it's about when lady move abroad to live to, you know, to your place, so she needs to have imagination, you know, how it will looks like, and it's important you supply with this, you know, picture of your life, and she can understand if it's what she dream about or it's far from her, you know, imagination of perfect family.
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna talk about interrelationships on this point because it's something that's always a sensitive topic, and you know, like Anna's saying, you need to paint a picture of what her life is going to be like with you, right? And can be a little bit of a tricky thing, because on the do not side, because that's my role, what not to do. I'm bad cop. Do not brag about your stuff, your possessions, your big ass house, your Ferrari. I mean, whatever, you know, expensive car you're driving. Just don't paint a picture of, you know, your wealth or, you know, your status in life. Don't brag even about your professional accomplishments. It doesn't bode well amongst Ukrainian people. They're a lot more personable than we are in the West. We're more about stuff. We're more materialistic, unfortunately, in the West. They're more family oriented here. It's really, really true. Okay. And it comes off as distasteful if you're bragging. They don't like that. Okay. At the same time, it's important to paint a picture. She needs to feel and really see how her future life will be with you.
Yeah,
right?
it's just simple things, you know, like really like to cook, or, you know, if you want her to work, or, you know, what she will do in your country, you know, some basic things. Yes, it's not about, yeah. But if you want to attract gold digger, yeah, you can, of course, show everything, not only talk, but
Yeah, show all your photos of your house, your cars, and like a lot of clients do, despite we tell them don't do that. It's almost a virus. It's an American virus. We love to brag. I don't know what it is, either verbally or showing photos and stuff. Okay, about interracial relationships. I'm just going to play this again while, which one is it again? Yeah. So, yeah, while we talk about interracial relationships, listen, guys, it's not that you cannot be successful. This gentleman is an American of Chinese heritage, obviously. And, you know, you can see in the video, he found a beautiful blonde lady that likes how he looks. That's okay with him being, you know, of, maybe he's of Japanese. I think he's of Japanese heritage. Anyway, apologies for that. But, yeah, basically, let's come back. Basically, it's possible for you guys. We are just very real about painting the picture of challenges and what challenges you will likely go through. You will probably have to invite more ladies out, you know. But you absolutely can be successful. But, you know, you just have to man up for it. Man up for a little bit more rejection, you know. As Brian Tracy said, you know, if you haven't got a yes, it just means you haven't got enough no's yet, you know. And you just have to, like I say, man up for it. Be aware that you're going to have a higher rejection rate than, you know, you're another guy. But we're willing to work with you. Absolutely. Our ladies in Instagram, there are a certain percentage of them, absolutely, that would be willing to start a relationship with you and that are open to that. Well, what do you say about that? About this sensitive topic, Anna, maybe prejudice in Ukraine, or how these, you know, guys can be successful.
Yeah, I see that it's more work, you know, to find a woman for interracial relationship. But still, you know, some women, they say, I'm not interested. But when we send introductory package, she read about man, you know, and she read the introduction letter, and it shows his his personality. And sometimes she's open to meet him. She is interested to know him, despite on that at the beginning she said like I'm not, So we start doing that, and we found that it can work. So, but you have to be ready that if you are not too picky, okay. Sometimes it's
Oh my
work
God.
like
Yeah.
if you are open to like we will find some ladies who interested, who will confirm that they have mutual interest in meeting you, mostly like that, not like you said I'm this, because even for not interracial like men, we have a lot of rejection, and we cannot even predict it. Yeah. We don't understand how ladies choose, but no, we ask, of course. We interested how they make their choice. But so we encourage you to try a luck, okay? But we just want to encourage you to be ready for accept no from ladies, and don't be discouraged by that, okay? Have enough force in you to get and this no, and move ahead.
Exactly. Guys, if you have questions, please write them in the chat box. We're going to close down here very shortly, but we've got a little bit of time for Q&A. I want to dive a little bit more into interracial relationships. Listen, point number 5 here on our success recipe here for you guys is paint a picture of what your life will look like, your future life with your lady. And here's the problem for interracial. It's not the fact that you're from another ethnic persuasion, right? In so much as what country you live in. For example, if you happen to be, we get a lot of men from India registering with us. But the truth is, we just can't help you guys from India, from Pakistan, from third world countries. Okay, we're just like swimming up the Nile. We're swimming against the current. Why? Simply put, because of point number 5. Nobody really, if you're going to be honest about it, nobody really wants to downgrade their lifestyle, and they perceive that Ukraine is above India or Pakistan. Why do they want to go down? Now, you guys can argue with me and tell me how great Pakistan or India is. I'm not, you're preaching to the choir kind of thing. I know, it can be better in some places in these countries, but the perception is that they're downgrading their lifestyle, their future, and there's other factors of these countries. They want their children to have a good education, to have a better standard of life. So, sorry guys, but the reality is they're just not interested in marrying a man from a third world country, regardless of your ethnicity. Can't say that I fault them. I mean, I wouldn't honestly either if I was in their shoes. So just being, open and honest with you guys about your chances, because it doesn't serve anybody to blow smoke up your, we have, one Indian man coming actually who lives in India, and he's doing the unlimited real connections right now. And he will be coming as soon as the smoke clears from the coronavirus. He'll be coming. He will be our very first Indian man in 19 years that lives in India. Okay, we've had quite a few Indian men that live in, say, America, like Jay. He just proposed to Olga recently on his second trip, which we don't recommend, but Jay just is one of those action taker guys who got her done. And it seems to be going well, but where was I? I lost my
But
thought.
Indian guy who,
Yeah. About our Indian guy, Deep is his name. Yeah, he's coming soon, and he's a young guy. So he's young. Of course, he makes decent living on Indian standards, way above average. Not rich guy, but he's young, and he's an action taker. He's a guy with a good mindset, his own little company.
He's a cool guy. Okay.
He's a cool guy, yeah.
Yeah.
And we feel like on the match team, we feel he will be successful, and he will be our first guy in 19 years. Pretty cool. So we very much are, your cheering squad. We're always cheering for the underdog, right? It's possible, guys. It's totally up to you. Anything is possible if you want it bad enough. So, guys, any questions? Gone. Any questions? We have some questions, about this or that, but not really on topic. So if there's no questions here shortly, we are going to let you go. I'm going to summarize by just saying that Unlimited Real Connections is all about taking advantage of this opportunity that is knocking right now. This opportunity. The problem is coronavirus. The problem is we're all in lockdown, lonely at home, right? That's you, that's her, that's the problem, and that's the opportunity, as Albert said, So for this, we have created Unlimited Real Connections. It just means you start the relationship now from the comfort of your own home on Skype, WhatsApp, FaceTime, whatever you want. Begin the relationship now, and then when the smoke clears on Corona, get your butt to Ukraine and finish what you started. Unlimited connections from abroad right now. Meet an unlimited number of our ladies from our Match Guarantee Instagram channel. And, if you just keep dating, you will find the one. Be confident in that. And then when you come, if you have a great connection, chemistry, great, you found your lady. If not, you keep dating. In person here in Kiev, and meet an unlimited number of ladies in person. It's a 1-year package. It's $2,000. Includes your private matchmaker. When you're here, your private personal concierge. We pick you up at the airport, drop you back off. It's the full package, 6 days, including your hotel. Really, this is a smoking deal. I have not put forward such value in Match Guarantee ever until this package. It is our way of saying, hey, turn lemon into lemonade. Okay, any final words, Anna? Oh.
I just wish to all of us passion, and I still believe that love is the main thing in the world, and it's calling to save it. And our, wise behavior in this situation will help all of us to overcome, this pretty hard time. So be in touch with you, and we are open to, to help you in this journey with this new condition. And you're very, very welcome to us. Okay.
So if you want to take us up on this, remember, it's always a free test drive at Match Guarantee. No commitment whatsoever until you should feel in your gut this is right for you. If you don't feel it, don't do it. That's the best advice anyone can give. You get a free test drive. Just go register, matchguarantee.com/register, or go to the top of the homepage on the right there. Click the sign up button and fill out the application there. You book your matchmaking consultation with Elena, our matchmaker Elena of our Instagram ladies, and she listens to exactly what you listen to, gives you very sage advice, and if she feels that we can help you, right, she will accept you as a client, and you get a free Skype call, right? Remember what the free Skype call looks like before we go. This is what it looks like, and you will feel that you have a connection with her. And that will help you with your decision to become a client or not. Totally up to you. So we hope to see you guys soon in Kiev when the smoke clears on Corona. Be safe. Of course, wash your hands, full wash your hands. Every 20 minutes, they say. It's crazy, yeah? Wear a mask when you go outside because that protects other people against you. And if we all wear masks, and if we all lock ourselves down like they did in China and South Korea, we will come out this thing the other end with minimal fatalities.
And a very big thank you for you that you were today with us. And thank you for your attention. And keep calm.
You can always call us, right? Our number is, everything is there. We will answer your phones. You can email us. And we look forward to helping you guys find your half here in Ukraine. Bye for now. Stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.